and then we get sick and all that stuff. So anyway, welcome to the program. It's another Saturday afternoon here with Pastor E. And as you all are aware, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. As a matter of fact, someone else coined it as Breast Health Awareness Month. So she calls it BAM. Okay, so it's just putting, a positive spin. Instead of saying breast cancer, we're going to say breast health. And so, we have on Moments with Pastor E just, dedicated this entire month. Our hearts go out to those who have lost loved ones to this disease. This is the second leading cause of cancer in women in the United States. And so a lot of people have died. The great strides have been made in medicine, but still people continue to succumb to this disease. We thank God for those who have survived and those who are in the process of treatment, whether chemo, radiation, whatever it is. We continue to pray for you. Father, we just thank you for this opportunity to just come before your people. We give you honor, we give you praise, for this is the day that you have made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. We thank you for life, we thank you for strength, and we thank you for health. In Jesus' name, amen. So, Breast Health Awareness Month. And we can't stress enough how early detection saves lives. So if you're on the fence, you haven't had your mammogram, you've never done one, you have no intentions of doing one, I'm going to encourage you to please do, because it will surely save your life if something is detected early. Don't wait until when you hear the dreaded words that you have metastatic breast cancer, stage 4 cancer. It's already in your lymph nodes. It's already metastasized all over your body. Don't wait for that dreaded moment. I'm not here to scare you, but as a woman, I'm here to tell you that lives have been saved because people took matters in their hands and they decided, I am going to take control of my body. As we always say to you, you get to do this once. We don't get to do it over your second or third time. We come through this path once. So let's take care of our bodies, and part of our taking care of our bodies is taking care of breast health. Last week I gave you the statistics that it said that in 2022, 290,000 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. 290,000, that's staggering. And so it's out there, it's prevalent, it's something that women live with. As long as we have breasts, there's a possibility that we can have breast cancer. And the men too. It's not just a woman's disease. There's a small percentage of men who do suffer from breast cancer. But since I'm speaking to the woman, I want you to take your health in your hand and get to your mammogram. Talk to your primary care physician if you've never done it. There's nothing to fear. It's an easy exam. You're in, you're out, but it will save your life. So this afternoon, enough said, I have with me a very special person. And I always say my guests are special because they all are special to me. And I have with me today the lovely Miss Victoria Fabo. Hi, Victoria.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing well.
It's so nice to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you. Welcome to Moments with Pastor E. So, you know what? I am not going to tell you too much about Victoria. I'm going to let Victoria introduce herself to you. I'm just going to tell you, Victoria is somebody I worked with very briefly.
Mm-hmm.
How long did you work at my place?
6 months.
6 months?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's long enough. to get to know you. I feel like I know you very well
I think
in
so.
6 months. I'm sure you feel the same way, Victoria. So Victoria, oh, she is such a sweetheart, and she has done a lot of studies around food and nutrition and all that stuff. I'm going to let you introduce herself, and then we'll segue into what questions we want to ask her.
Sounds great. Hi, I'm Victoria Fabo. I'm a registered dietitian. I actually have my associates in baking and pastry and my bachelor's in culinary nutrition from Johnson & Wales University. And then I went to grad school at University of Massachusetts in Lowell campus, and I have my master's in public health, and I'm a registered dietitian from there. And I did work with Miss Idris. I work in long-term care facilities, but I also audit assisted livings, adult day health programs, and anywhere else that you might want to be. Now I'm working into transitioning to auditing gluten-free facilities, so it's something else I'm trying out.
Oh, wow, wow. And something she didn't tell you, Victoria actually ran for Miss Massachusetts
Yes.
back in March, right?
In March, yes.
Yes.
USA pageant, yep.
USA pageant. She didn't win, but let me tell you what a transformation
Yes.
it has done for Victoria. Since then, Victoria has been on the world stage. Okay? So the other day, I was looking at pictures of you in Cape Verde, right? Oh my goodness. So going from Miss Massachusetts,
Yes.
to modeling over in Cape Verde. I mean, this girl is just all over the place on every platform, that's open to her. She's there.
And it's thanks to you. Yes, because you're the one who helped me find Damos Boutique in Dorchester.
That's right.
Right?
That's
I was
right.
asking, I want a fashion designer for my own gown, and you sent me to them.
Oh, wow. See, it's good to have connection. And I didn't know this woman. I just knew of her through Amelia.
Right.
And so Victoria was looking for someone to do her fancy dresses for the pageant, and I said, why don't you try this lady? And they've made such a connection because she does fashion shows, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So since then, Victoria's on all this woman's stage doing this, travel to Cape Verde with her, and that's awesome. So you've now made a lifeline connection.
Yes.
That's good. Thank God.
Thank God.
If I can help somebody along the way, then my living
You did.
not be in vain. Oh my goodness. So how was that trip to Cape Verde?
Well, the trip there was very long, but once I was there, it was lovely. And I don't know about you, but I love eating grilled octopus. So the food,
Okay.
I did not have one bad meal,
Okay.
and I just ate it as often as I could. And my favorite was eating mangoes like a kid with the juice dripping down
dripping
your
down.
face and your arms, and I was in heaven.
You're a tropical girl. Because when I go home, I tell people all the time, when I go home to Montserrat, my sister knows that the first thing you have on that table when I get inside is a bowl of mangoes. I don't care about the food. The last time I went, I ate so many mangoes. When I came back, I was literally sick.
Oh.
Yeah, I was literally because my blood sugar spiked.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
right.
it was awful. But I didn't care.
No.
My sister would say, "Stop eating so many mangoes." I said, "No, because when I get back to Boston,
Right.
the mangoes are not the same." Oh my goodness! So you had cachupa?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, I did that a lot when I was there.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Oh.
Yeah, but
You put anything in front of me, I'm gonna eat it.
oh, you're one of those people. You're a
I love
foodie.
eating. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Like my second daughter, Nicola, she eats all that. She's a big foodie.
Yes.
So she was the first one that introduced me to cachupa. And I was like, what in the world is this? I'm not eating this. Bye. So I didn't eat it. But she loves it. And she's a foodie like you. So if you want to know what restaurant you need to eat and where's good and what, if she tells you someplace is good, You can go. She has a very sharp palate, you know.
I'm gonna have
So
to call her.
I think that's where you're heading,
Yeah.
Victoria. So I have to ask you though, because this is something I learned after you sent me the bio, that you actually went to Johnson and Wales,
Yes.
one of those elite culinary schools in the United States. If you go to Johnson and Wales, I think you made it in the culinary world. So what
I ate
made?
a lot.
Huh?
Well, I ate a lot, which was great.
Oh my goodness! So what led you to culinary school?
So my parents have, well, they had their own restaurant, Italian restaurant.
Okay.
My dad made the pizzas, and my mom made the sauce and parmesans and things like that. And so having that restaurant background, like when I was from 5 to 10 years old, and just working in the restaurants, like when I was growing up as a teenager and things. And then I was like, all right, let me get into school. And then when I went to Johnson & Wales, my mom would only let me go an hour. So that's why I went there. And I realized I couldn't bake forever because I couldn't condone giving people sweet things that I love to eat all the time
Oh my goodness!
without thinking of their whole body and nutrition.
Okay. You're such a dietitian.
So I transitioned there. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! So did you think that you would get into the restaurant business when you went to Johnson and Wales? Did you think that was something that you would have done?
Yes. I interned at like Legal Harborside for 3 years
Okay.
when I was in college, and then I went to Boston Children's Hospital, and I was working there in the food service, and I thought I'd continue, but I realized it wasn't serving my purpose that I needed to find, so that's why I kept transitioning.
Okay. And then you did your master's in public health.
Yes.
And now you're a registered dietitian. That's how I met you. You were the dietitian at my place. And now you want to transition again into what?
So now I'm auditing for gluten-free facilities to make sure that
Gluten-free. Okay.
so those who have celiac disease, when they see the logo, they know that they can safely eat the product and they won't be harmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say what establishments would you be doing that at?
So I fly to different plants. I fly to different plants. I fly to different states to audit different plants
Oh.
and make sure they're following the procedures and policies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you gluten free? Are you
See,
vegan? What?
Oh,
What?
No, I can't be vegan.
You can't be vegan.
I like lamb and rabbit too much. So.
You love to eat, so you could never be vegan. A friend of mine was taking me out last weekend for my birthday, and she tried to get me to go to her friend's vegan restaurant somewhere in Commonwealth Ave.
Yeah, of course.
And she said, well, you know, can we try vegan? I said, try what? I said, no, we're not doing. If you're taking me out, and this is the tail end of my birthday celebration, which was in May.
I was gonna say, but okay. Yeah, I love that you do that.
It's a celebration that never ends.
Good.
So she's been trying to take me out, but
Right.
every weekend it was something. So then finally she said, okay, we're going this weekend. Okay, so
And we're going to vegan.
are we going to do vegan? I said, no, we're not doing vegan. She said, why not? Why can't you try?
Yeah.
I said, because I know what vegan is. I do not want to eat vegan. I can go out and have a burger if I want, whatever. I am not going. So we ended up going to Bertucci's, Italian. Yep. Eating all the good bread and all that stuff. So, oh my goodness. So Victoria, on a more serious note,
Okay.
we're talking this month so much about breast cancer, and one of the things that I learned is that it's very important what you put in your body. You just said, you couldn't condone the fact that you're giving people all this sweet and all this stuff to eat when you know exactly what it's doing to their bodies.
Right.
And, the studies show that, it's very important. Your diet is important if you're going to have good breast health.
Yeah.
And not only breast health, good health overall.
Right.
We have to learn how to eat. Speak to that a little bit as a dietitian.
Okay. My first thing that I like to just throw out always is, would you ever eat 3 apples in a day? I know we were
Is
talking
that a
about
trick
eating.
question?
No, it's not a trick question. Like, I would only eat 1 apple in a day, right? So I wouldn't have 3 glasses of apple juice in a day, right?
Right.
So I kind of think start of it that way. So like, if I'm not gonna have 3 glasses of juice, which is full of sugar, and then segue it into different like beverages you might want, because there's so many options out
Yes.
there right now.
Yes.
But what's actually like in those beverages, I don't really know. And some of them are chemicals that are added for flavor and taste, right? Naturally or artificially flavored. So if you keep consuming those, who knows what's happening?
Right.
So adding those chemicals into our bodies, we don't really know everything that's going on. So that can lead to other things, because the chemicals in our body, and then cancer could happen and things like that. And then adding any extra sugars. And then I always say anything that's hydrogenated, which people are like, what is that? So that's pretty much just air being added to a product. I take margarine, for example. They add air to it, they hydrogenate it. That's a chemical being put into it. You're spreading it on your bread, you're enjoying it.
And you're ingesting that.
And you're ingesting it, but hydrogenation is man-made trans fats.
Oh my.
And then fats are made. So all of this just starts to slowly build up in our body, and we just take it like with a grain of salt, like, oh, it's okay to do today, but throughout it, I always think of like the long term, right? And same as any like the Reese candy bar, or any candy bar that isn't real cacao bean chocolate, I wouldn't necessarily say is the best, because how is it made, manufactured, how's it being processed? And actually just being processed alone is just something in itself, like maybe not the best, because how long are all those products being stored on a shelf to be put together to make a product that you're then going to consume on a late night, when you're just sitting there, and then you're going to go to sleep and your body's not able to metabolize what you just processed because you're on bed.
Wow. And you know, knowledge is powerful, because a lot of times we do things and we think we're doing the right thing. I'm going to give you a prime example. So one place that I worked, they used to order tilapia by the boxes. And so for me, it was very inexpensive when they placed in the order to place an order for me, because I would pay half what I would pay in the store. And so I was, bringing home all these boxes of 40-piece boxes of tilapia, and we were consuming them. And finally, my daughter did a study, and she said, Mom, tilapia is one of the worst fish that you can eat, because it has carcinogens. I said, say what? You're telling me that the food that I'm eating, the fish, because everybody's like, oh, fish is healthy.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And you're telling me that fish can potentially kill me. And she said, well, I can show you the study. And we have not had tilapia since then. So what makes stuff like tilapia so dangerous for people, as opposed to the fresh fish? You have the farm raised, and you have the wild, and this, and
yeah, it's all about the sourcing, right?
Okay.
So there's actually an app, I don't remember the name, but there's an app that will tell you where fish is being coming from, and what quality it is for you as a human to consume, because of mercury levels or things like that. So carcinogens can be entered from the fish normally by like the water that they're surrounded in, because that's their environment. So when they say there's a big, huge plastic dump in the middle of the Pacific Ocean somewhere, so those carcinogens, but those chemicals are leaching out from the products and going into the water. So that's what we have to be mindful of too, is like we're also hurting our marine life, and we have to be taking care of the marine life, because it helps it helps nurture us, right? When we want to consume it. So it is like wild, fresh, farm raised, so those different things. So of course you're like, I want the most local fresh, which in Cape Verde I got all the fresh fish I wanted.
But when you're home, yes.
Right? But then it's unfortunate that, like in America perhaps, or even if you're in a landlocked state, you can't get that fresh fish.
Right.
And so I know, it's like
Everything
you have
is
to do your
important.
research.
Everything is
everything.
imported from somewhere, God knows where.
Right.
So, explain to folks what's the difference between the salmon that's farm raised and the wild catch,
So
because there's a marked difference in price.
yeah, right.
So,
right.
explain to folks and which is the better kind.
Okay. So kind of like how, if you ever watch any chicken documentary, how they're raised like forced in a small space
Yes.
and live that way.
Mhm.
Fish is kind of the same way when it's farm raised. So they're in a more condensed area. The fish are swimming around, but they might not have as much space to be moving in, right? So anything that's wild, it's technically almost like a leaner fat or a leaner protein source because it's able to move around, spread its wings, and swim a lot more. And because of that, it's a better choice being wild caught than farm raised. Also, we're not sure exactly what they're feeding them always, so you have to think of that. But then sometimes in wild animals, there can be eating plastic that was just found in the river or found in the ocean or something like that too.
So,
So
Carl,
it's like,
how can we be ever sure?
honestly,
How can we?
I don't know. I know. It's really hard.
Yeah. And you spend almost $4 or $5 more a pound for the
Yeah.
wild
Yeah,
than the farm raised.
right.
But I won't buy the farm raised. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I can't be 100% sure that the wild is really the wild. But
Right.
you know, what can we do?
Do our best.
Do our best. Right.
Like you said.
So, speak to somebody out there who's on the fence and who doesn't quite understand the correlation between foods and our body.
Mhm.
Especially this month, we're talking about breast cancer. What are the foods that we definitely need to avoid, Miss Dietitian? And what are the foods that we need to build up ourselves on?
Okay, so there's food for our soul, and then there's also food for ourselves that are going to nurture our body. Like, food for our soul is like, I tell everybody, like, I personally gained 15 pounds during COVID because I ate ice cream like
think
almost every
everybody
day.
did.
Yeah. So I was definitely feeding my soul
Yes.
and eating ice cream. So also, what's nutrient dense foods are, like, you want your fruits, your vegetables, your lean protein sources. So any product that is not. So like any of the fast food chains where people are like, it's quick and it's easy and it's right there. And I totally get that. But also you can get like frozen vegetables. You can get, even if you need to get frozen fish, because it is more budget friendly, and you can make something like that, or like some potatoes or something. So I always think about, yes, it's convenient, and I get that, but also trying to bring the kids back into the kitchen with you. If there's like a mom, I always try to suggest like having the kids help, depending on their age, where they can help in the most, and getting them to touch the food, because then they're going to want to eat it, and then that will get them more involved. So, yeah.
And you know, we're such a busy society, fast society. So fast food
Yes.
is the thing that we gravitate to.
Yes.
And it's not the best for us.
Yeah.
God knows what's inside these burgers, these chicken nuggets. What, you know, and we're consuming all this stuff. And you know, it's so important that we take care of our body, what we put in our body. And mind you, listeners, I'm not judging anybody. I'm not,
No.
because there are days when I don't eat right myself. But I've been trying to do better.
Yeah.
Now, how does age relate to your diet and breast cancer and all that other stuff?
Our age, well, as we age, right, we're losing muscle mass. So I always like to remind, like my residents or participants, that as we're aging, our body without our consent is giving away like muscle mass. So we have to make sure that we're eating our protein sources. So chicken, turkey, fish, whatever you want to consume. You You want to eat as much fresh as you can. I always favor, if you can't get fresh, get frozen, just because if you do eat canned products, then it has more sodium in it, and you have to really make sure you rinse it out. Because even with, I'm thinking sodium for like hypertension, so maybe not necessarily with breast cancer, but breast cancer, you just have to feed for yourself, because anything that is processed, like fast food or anything, or chips, cookies, anything of that sorts, that's just, it's been processed, it's been on the shelves for a really long time, and then you're consuming it, and like I said, it's like that's soul food. It's not really nourishing your body. And I mean that because our brains get foggy when we're not eating what we're supposed to.
Okay.
Like when I eat too much chips or anything, like my head might get funny. I always try to think of how can I avoid any GI upset. So I feel like that, taking those symptoms in consideration, people might understand that that is affecting their body as well. I always think of, and if I'm getting a headache, if I'm getting like jaw pain from just eating too much of something, and just trying to think of our GI systems, especially if anybody who has IBS and not really knowing it, irritable bowel syndrome, and just realizing that if they're eating the processed foods, their body's absorbing what too. Because I always think of our intestines and our villi in our intestine absorb micronutrients, and if you're eating processed foods, your body's not absorbing any micronutrients, which isn't really benefiting like your nail or your hair, because that's where we need micronutrients for, and for everything else. But to really feed our body with fruits and vegetables, because then our body can absorb those micronutrients and enjoy it.
Yeah, but we always tend to gravitate to the worst things for us because they taste good.
Right.
You tell me to eat lots of fruits and vegetables. Sometimes that becomes so boring and whatever. But what I've found not recently, but we've been doing this for a while at home, is you may not want to pick up an apple and eat it. You may not want to eat a peach.
Yeah.
You may not want to eat papaya. But you have your bullet, you got your blender, whatever. Just make that smoothie, because that smoothie with some, you may not want to eat spinach either.
Right.
But just toss the spinach in there with your banana and all that stuff, and I find that so satisfying, especially first thing in the morning.
Yes.
Because it keeps you, you're not that hungry at lunchtime. I know for me, at lunchtime, I don't feel that famished, like I need to eat the whole world.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I do.
So talk about the importance of water too, because water, lots of people do not like water.
I know. Drives me bonkers.
Yeah. And one time I didn't like water either.
Those people exist.
Yes, because coming from the islands, we didn't necessarily like water. We like juices. If we're thirsty, we drink juice.
Right.
And that doesn't quench our thirst. You realize that? So you're consuming more sugar, trying to. But now I've been converted, so now I drink a lot more water.
Well, good job. That's not easy. I know, that's what I get all the time. I always ask people, how are you doing with your fluids? And they're, I don't like that, so they'll drink soda or something else.
Gosh.
But like I always say, like Fruit2O and things like that, how is that? It's still white, Fruit2O, right? Like, I meant clear, right? So it looks like water, but how's that taste in there, right? We don't know. I don't know what chemicals are being added.
Right.
So like those different chemicals you're absorbing and whatever they're doing in your body. I also like to tell people, like soda, doesn't Coca-Cola clean rust?
Yes.
So I don't know what it's doing in my insides, right? I don't know. So like,
that's scary.
Right?
That is a scary thought, and I never thought of it like that. I always think of Coca-Cola, all the sugar and the other chemicals that are in there. That's how I think about it. But never thought, oh my gosh, they actually use it to clean rust. So what is it doing to oh my goodness, my digestive system?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I don't know.
I don't drink soda. But even people are fooled too by the diet sodas.
Yes, yes. And
Talk about that.
yeah, I like. So water, if you can do it, like if you think to drink like at least 4 ounces every hour, preferably a little bit more. But if you can just like think to like just chug that down, then it's good for your skin and everything. So not non diet soda is using sugar alcohol. So our body registers sugar, and we have insulin, right, that our body produces to break down the sugar in our bodies. And when people are diabetic, they're told to drink diet soda because the sugar alcohol that is in the diet soda, your body doesn't register, so it doesn't elevate your blood sugars as much as regular soda would. So that's kind of it. But what's a sugar alcohol? For me, or for many, when you have sugar alcohols, you have a lot of GI discomfort. So I really try to avoid that as much as possible. I don't want bloating,
Yeah.
diarrhea, constipation.
Right.
So, or really, sugar alcohol is more diarrhea. But just things like that, I try to be mindful of, and just wanting to consume as much water as I can so I can alleviate those symptoms.
And when I hear of alcohol, alcohol, it's like, okay, why do I really
Yeah.
why do I really want that?
Right.
But it's just what we've grown accustomed to,
Mhm.
and for us it's like trying to break that habit, because some of us can live longer, more productive lives if we just watch what we eat.
Yeah.
I'm talking like I'm the dietitian. You're the
Okay.
dietitian.
I follow whatever
I'm
you say.
I'm
Mom.
learning a lot from you here, honey. What about fried foods? Fried foods, because we love the fried, we love the
Yeah.
grease, we love the
Yeah.
fat.
Yeah. And how's your stomach later? I always think about that.
Oh my gosh, I know.
I hate having to leave a restaurant and unbutton my pants in the car. Does that make sense?
It does.
So if I eat anything greasy like that, I know I'm gonna be like immediately bloated, and then who knows what's gonna happen later. And I know some people can just like toughen it out with their GI symptoms, but I try to avoid that. So I try to drink water and just
And
mitigate
GI
it.
symptoms, they're not, because I had problems with my GI system earlier this year, and it's not pretty.
No.
It is really not pretty. It's very painful,
Yeah.
and I had to be put on double antibiotics for 2 weeks.
And then
Because
what does that do to your system?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
Exactly. Taking the
Yeah.
antibiotics, that's
Yeah.
healing one thing, but breaking down another.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So, Miss Victoria,
Yes.
I want you to look in the camera and talk to somebody out there talk to our women about their diet and how important it is, especially, in this time, in this October, and not just October, but
Yeah.
beyond our whole lives.
Right.
When we have to think about all these different cancers that we have to fight, the uterine, the colon, the breast cancer, the all kinds of cancer. Speak to somebody about the importance of food as it relates to staying healthy.
Well, food is medicine, right? So we have to really think of it that way. I'm not just saying eat fruits and vegetables just for like fun. But you also can make food fun. I used to eat Brussels sprouts with just butter as a kid growing up, and it used to drive me bonkers. But taking the time to like be in the kitchen and learning how to like roast Brussels sprouts and make them taste yummy. So you can make it adventurous. You can make it fun. You don't have to just do what your mom might have taught you or your grandmother, which of course you need to listen to those foundations. But sometimes you can take a little leeway and eat what you need to feed your body. And reminding yourself to like look at the back of the nutrition label, which nobody ever wants to do. That serving size is there for a reason. I used to eat Ben and Jerry's pints and think I was just eating the serving size calorie, finding out that's only for like a fourth of a cup. So just being mindful of like what you're consuming, maybe portioning out, which is really important, even if you're having just like pasta or whatever, everything, just kind of portion it out and see what you need to do. to make your body feel better. And start off smaller, and always drink a glass of water when you're eating if possible, or some warm water to help with your digestion. And ensure that you're liking what you're eating, because if you're not really enjoying it, there's really no purpose. But also, at times, you have to feed your craving and your soul. So make sure to eat that in moderation as best as you can. Yeah.
Well said. Because sometimes we go on these diets,
Yes.
which are brutal,
Yes.
and you don't want to eat what you really have in front of you.
No.
You just want to push that aside, and you just want to
Yeah.
run and get a burger.
Yeah.
But like you said, there's so many ways. There's so many recipes you can go on. You know, the cooking networks. I watch a lot of the cooking shows, so I get a lot of ideas from the cooking shows. So you can judge things up,
Mhm.
like Brussels sprout.
Yeah.
Who wants a piece of Brussels sprout just in salt and water?
Oh no.
Nobody does.
No.
But like you said, you learn how to bake that.
Yep.
Add a little Parmesan cheese.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, some olive oil,
Oh, yes.
and it's transformed into something other than Brussels sprout.
Agreed.
Okay, right. So we can do a lot with our foods
Yes.
and still stay healthy.
Mhm.
I once spoke to this lady who had watched my show, and I was talking about how I didn't like water and how I, make it very easy for me to do.
Yeah.
And I said, if you don't like water, add a little lemon juice.
Yeah.
Add fresh lemon. And she saw me sometime after, and she said, Pastor E, I'm now drinking water. And I said, how so? And she said, well, you said add a little lemon. And she said, every morning I have a glass of water with lemon.
Good job.
But it does make it taste
Oh,
better.
yeah.
You know what I mean? For
Oh.
people who don't like water, add a little
Yes.
something.
I add frozen fruit.
Right.
It's ice in itself, blueberries, mangoes, raspberries, whatever the heck you want
Right.
to add, and just put that in, and just makes it feel like spa water.
Yes.
So when I have people over, I just, whatever it's in the freezer,
There we go.
goes in.
And they have all these infusers now.
Yes.
So you can just put the fruit in,
Yes.
your strawberries, your blueberries, everything in the infuser. When you
Yes.
pour the water out, you're having fresh, nicely
Yeah.
taste strawberry.
And you're getting the antioxidants from
Yes.
it, which is helpful for those who have cancer, because the antioxidants help fight free radicals. So we really want as many antioxidants as we can in our body.
Okay. So if you're listening and you're fighting breast cancer, or you know someone that's going through it right now, tell them about what Miss Victoria says. Get your antioxidants, even from your fruits and vegetables, or from the water. You infuse them in your water and have that, because we can beat this thing,
Yeah,
but we have we have to fight,
we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have to change our whole perspective on the way we eat.
Mhm.
Some people say, I eat what I want to eat.
Yeah.
But that's true.
Right.
And on some people would say, oh, we all have to die. Yeah, but sometimes I think, okay, but it's how we gonna die.
Yeah.
Because I don't want my toes cut off.
No.
Because I consume so much sugar and all this stuff, and my diabetes is going out of control, and then I get an infection and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I can eat what I want to eat, and I'm gonna die anyway, but I don't want to die a painful death.
Yeah.
You know
Not
what I mean?
painful. No.
Right. I
Yes.
want to, when we were younger, you kind of abused your body a little bit, because you think, okay, I have all this time, I can eat what I want. But for me, I'm getting older, so I have
You're
to.
fabulous. I don't know about you.
I have to do a little more than you, Victoria. You can.
Well, you have to start now, right? It's prevention.
Right.
Long term.
Right. But for me now, I don't have that time on my hands, so I have to, buckle up and say, okay, I'm gonna have my fruits and
Yeah.
vegetables, and
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do what I can do
Right.
to stay here as long as I can.
Please.
I mean, hey,
Yes.
we all gotta go, but So I give you the last word.
Oh. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you and all of your purple glory. So thank you. That's how we really started our relationship, was our purple hairs.
Yeah, oh, that's right. That's right. You had purple hair. I forgot all about that. Now you look like a very different person. You look more mature
If it
and
wasn't for you and the other ladies we work with, that my transition wouldn't have been as fun doing Miss Massachusetts pageant.
I know because we were like,
you were on me, you were drilling me. We had our runway walking
oh
practice
my,
and
oh
everything.
my.
So I
We
really
were her
appreciate
biggest
it.
cheerleader at
Yes.
work. Girl, go ahead, you can do this. And you know, I was so proud of you. Even if you didn't win.
I won
Look-
Miss Spirit Award.
Yeah, right, exactly. Miss Spirit Award. And look what this has done for you. I mean, now you're all over the place and you're doing lots of things. So when do you start your restaurant tours?
Ooh, I love I love eating, like I said. So
Yes.
restaurant reviewing. Whenever anybody wants me to come and review their restaurant, and I write it in the paper, I'll put it on my website
Yes.
soon to be. And I just really want to help. COVID didn't help anybody
Right.
too much, so I'd really like to advertise and help other restaurants. Put their food out there and
Yes.
show other people what they have. So if you'd like us to come and review you guys, let me know.
So Victoria will be the next Miss Phantom Gourmet. or Guy Fieri. She's going to be all over the place sampling, eating, you know. But you have to be careful, Victoria, because you're going to gain some weight eating all this food in these
Yes, lots of
restaurants.
yoga.
Especially the Italian restaurants. Are you Italian?
Yes,
So
yes.
pasta is your life, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
you love pasta. Okay. All right. Well, it was a pleasure
You as well.
really
Thank
having you. I am so glad that we were able to
Me
get
too.
together. We planned this for a long time, and
yes.
October 22nd
We
finally
made it.
came. We made it. We made it. So thank you, and thank you for all your knowledge. And I'm sure our audience has, learned something. Is taking away something from what you said. I mean, listen, this is an old age story, eating right.
Yes.
But ever so often, we need to be reminded
Right.
that we need to take care of our bodies. So thank you so much.
Welcome.
And best of luck with everything. And of course, any restaurant I can, connect you with, we will surely
Thank
do
you.
that.
And if anybody has any questions, feel free to contact me.
Yeah, you're going places, girl.
Thank you. I'm here with you. I'm happy.
I'm happy too. I'm happy that you came. So until next week at 3 p.m., Moments with Pastor E will be back. I say, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord make his countenance shine upon you and be gracious unto you. So next week we'll be back. See you soon. I love you. Thank you, Victoria.